Hey everybody, welcome back to another Jackson Jet Setting Resort review. Today we are checking out the Hyatt Regency Hill Country Resort. It's a full destination style resort in San Antonio, Texas. You never have to leave this place once you enter, but it's located right next to SeaWorld. So let's take a full tour and let me share my thoughts. This is also a very big convention hotel, so everything's built on a grand scale. You'll notice all the limestone around. If you grew up in the hill country like me, this is something that reminds you of home, but lots of limestone throughout this resort and a lot of restaurants and things to do for families, as well as places to spend money if you're here for a convention. So you're seeing the main lobby level with some bars that open at various times. This was a COVID stay, so some bars had weird hours or weren't open maybe as long as they normally would. But there's the convention center that's located off to the right there on the same level. Big ballrooms with lots of Texas history on the walls, so if you're a little bored walking around the resort, it's actually kind of a fun place to check out. So it definitely feels like someone's ranch here. That was the main entrance of the resort. And if you enter the back porch, you look out and there's the swimming hole, which has the main swimming pool as well as the lazy river, and it feels like a natural spring rather than maybe a man-made pool. And we'll do a full run through of the lazy river here in a second. There are plenty of places to hang out outside at this resort. There were tables and chairs and games spread out throughout the whole grounds. There's a walking nature trail that goes about a mile around the property. Here's another shot of one side of the lazy river. There's even a beach for the kids to play at. There's a FlowRider, much like on some of the Royal Caribbean ships, as well as a water slide. The water slide is separate from any pool, so you can just hang out and do the water slide and not land in any deep water. There's of course a pool bar located next to all these activities for the parents to watch their kids, or complete strangers to watch people wipe out on the FlowRider. Some soccer as you walk over to the golf area. I believe there were 3 nines for you to try out at the Hyatt Regency Hill Country. And here's that nature trail that goes through some of the woods around the property up to the front. This is an old ranch, so it definitely has that feel. If you've never been to Texas, it's really, really cool. There's even some historic buildings left over from when it was a working ranch. So I checked in as a Hyatt Globalist. I did receive free breakfast on property during my 3-night stay. It was busy with a convention, so I just received a regular room. We'll do a full room tour here towards the end of the video. But I will say this quickly shot up to one of my favorite resorts in all of America, really, on the Hyatt side of things. Just a ton to do. You don't really ever have to leave the resort, but there is plenty to do outside of the resort, this being San Antonio. So a lot of theme parks and water parks and history to go check out. They have this long bar, which is, I think, the longest copper bar in Texas, with some good drinks. And then the clubhouse for golf actually had a few more games and pool tables that you could walk over and use. And then we were able to try out some tennis while we were there too, which they did have just one court, which we felt like there should have been more. And here's the gym, not gigantic, but gets the job done for those that are looking to exercise on vacation. And then they have a kids club, which is always helpful for families, or parents that want to have a little bit of their own time as well. And then that's the spa building that was featured in that last shot. And then of course the arcade. But here we have a quick little time lapse of the lazy river. It's gigantic, it's really long, and it feels like a natural spring. So I loved this thing, and we just floated around for days. They even have a bar that you can order drinks from inside the lazy river. You don't even have to get out, so that's always a lot of fun. I will warn you, this being a resort and a convention resort, I felt like drinks were a little bit more expensive, and food as well, a little bit more expensive than they really should be. Kind of comes with the territory, but just something to keep in mind. My Hyatt Globalist status did come in clutch though for breakfast. Massive buffet. This stay was in August 2021, so one of our first buffets since the pandemic began in America. And it got us fueled up for SeaWorld San Antonio, which I actually walked to from the resort. It's a bit of a long walk, but if you don't have a car and you don't really want to take a short Uber, it's right there across the highway and an easy walk. Just takes a little bit of time. There are a couple great roller coasters there, as well as some animal exhibits. They're pretty famous for their penguin exhibit. I remember coming here as a kid, but there's actually a moving sidewalk that moves people efficiently around the penguin exhibit, so no one gets to crowd the window. Everyone gets a good view, which I really found fun. So now that we've enjoyed the penguins over at SeaWorld, let's go back to the Hill Country Hyatt and check out my room. So right as you walk in, there's the closet. Not a walk-in closet, but definitely large by hotel room standards, especially ones that are built today. You have your safe and your extra blankets up there as well. A nice makeup counter to get ready for any events or conferences you might be at the hotel for. Nice granite countertops, look a little dated, and there's just one sink, but plenty of room to get ready. And then a combo tub shower, which are kind of going out of style, but I imagine the next time they renovate, those will be gone. So we had a king room, wasn't upgraded with my status, but no big deal. Nice desk to be able to work from, and then a smallish TV by today's standards. But overall, great stay. We didn't really have much of a view, but would definitely recommend the Hyatt Regency.